This is the sort of hilarious stuff that I was looking up last night with a friend.
Oh, so it's for Court of Owls from Batman.
Well, that, and then there's
Court of Badgers. Yes.
It's a parody of Badgers.
Oh, I love it. This puts a whole new meaning to Wind of the Willows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's more like this, but yeah, they're like the only two that like I just sort of got easily from like the other chat. So yeah.
Last night, it was. Oh god. Sorry. Never mind. I forgot.
What
I was gonna
did
say.
you forget? I have concerns now. What have you forgotten?
I forgot the story I was gonna tell.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more annoyed about the mask on the left not lining up well with the eyes. Like,
Yeah.
seriously. Like, if you're going to make a mask, then at least line up the fecking eyes, for crying out loud.
Speaking of someone who likes wearing masks because, like, I hate the look of my own face in pictures. Yeah, I stream with a webcam. 9 times out of 10, the eyes are never going to line up properly anyway.
Yeah.
I know, but still, it's one of those things that annoy
me. Should I do a
me.
stream one time where I have to wear a mask?
Well, you could always do it. Well, I mean, Halloween, maybe.
Be Comic-Con on Halloween.
True.
Wait,
would it be Comic-Con on Halloween? No, surely
it's
not.
It's close this year. I think next year will be on Halloween.
Yeah, it's close. Yes!
Yeah, I was actually.
I think it ends 2 days before.
What's that? It ends 4 days. Hey, Christy.
Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, we got a few more years yet, and then it'll be Halloween on Comic-Con, and no one will shut up about it.
Yes.
Well, it was a couple of years back.
Yeah, this is true. Hey, Christy, what do you think of these animal masks on the chat?
Animal masks, yeah.
I actually have to
it's
say
more the bird ones, because me and Tom don't like plague masks. So the one on the right.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the plague mask.
Me. I'm trying not to look at it. The others are okay, but that one reminds me a bit too much of a plague mask.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll take them down if it makes anyone feel too uncomfortable. And
That's an owl, not
starts.
No,
It
the
all
owl was the fact I
started-
banged my head whilst like trying to pick something off the floor.
Ouch.
When I was younger, I was scared of the Grim Reaper on the Muppets Christmas Carol. I didn't like that because I couldn't see those
Everybody
faces.
was scared of the Grim Reaper in the Muppet Christmas Carol.
I
wasn't.
I mean the Ghost of Christmas yet to come.
I actually haven't been scared of Grim Reaper like ever.
Like, yeah, I was never scared of the Grim Reaper in Muppets Christmas Carol.
Mostly because do you remember the show Raven as well? And the things that follow you around on that. They don't have faces.
Yeah, those things. Those were fucking epic.
Yeah. There's also another kids program where they run around a museum at night and they have floating Victorian faceless women.
I remember this.
And they float.
I remember this. Yeah, they go through different time periods and shit, right?
Like go and find like an
Is this on
artifact and then go
TV,
to
and
like.
why didn't I have it? I had to go up with things like Crystal Maze and Fort Boyard.
British Museum, and then they had to fight like a giant like devil at the end and get the things right, otherwise they were sealed in the museum.
Yes.
I demand so much better
Them
now.
with a flashlight.
Myself am gonna say that I will be right back because I still need to get my drink.
Okay.
Just before we start.
Yeah, there was like a woman ghost person who's like the kind of host.
Flashlight that would like teleport them to places.
Yes, yes, I remember it now. Can't remember what it was called, but I definitely know what one you mean.
It's night at the museum, because I've looked it up since.
Fair enough. Still.
Again,
There's
I
also
feel
Trapped.
ripped off here. 'Cause
Really weird.
my childhood game shows were like Fort Boyard and Crystal Maze and
Oh, the
Yeah.
classics.
Yeah.
Jacques
Yes.
Vador.
Jack? Yes, Jack. The
And it's
dog.
like,
and
it was
an
just,
odd
it's just
one,
how
which
it
no
was the
one
guy from
remembers.
EastEnders. It was just the guy from EastEnders with two midgets with open doors.
yeah.
It was great.
I've actually been to Fort Boyard as well. It's an actual place.
Everyone
sweet.
knows the best character in that was Tony, the guy in the Watchtower.
Yes.
Once played
This
by
is
Tom
true.
Bacon. It's actually quite nice.
Yes.
Sweet.
This is true.
Because I was like, I like
You
this
made-
guy. I want to see what
Remade
else-
Fort
Go on.
remade Fort Boyard into a kids show, and they basically
Have
got
they?
rid of everything. They got rid of the tiger. They got rid of like the person and the
Oh,
woman
I was
up
good-
in
I was
like,
gonna
the
say-
tower.
I was gonna say they
that-
changed the host but kept the tigers.
Yeah.
The host got rid of the tigers. Like it's like a really like toned down one, but they brought it back a couple of years back. Version.
Yeah.
Still in the same place though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's an actual
Beautiful.
fort off the south coast of France. It's really weird to
Yep.
see it. Like, you look at like the overhead shots and everything. It looks like it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
In English terms, it's kind of like you know where the South End Pier is?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's like sitting at the beach of South End and you can just see the pier. Like, it's that far away from the coastline. It's not that far at all.
Huh.
Short little boat ride, you're there.
Yes.
But the other show I remember from my childhood was one called Treasure Hunt.
Oh, is it the one? Oh,
The only show I've ever known which has a helicopter in its budget.
is it the one where some guy tries to catch like two people working together to get across like various places like around the area, and if the guy manages to catch them, then they lose the money and shit.
No. The whole thing of Treasure
Oh,
Hunt
no, that was
like,
Incep-
you had
Inceptus.
two presenters. One presenter was in the studio, the other presenter had like the whole radio mic thing and everything
Yeah.
else, and a helicopter as a taxi. And there would be like various counties and everything, and they had to like follow it treasurely through clues and riddles.
Yeah, it's similar to a show called, I think it was called The Interceptor or something, where there is this guy who tries to what is it? Trying to hunt down one of the people sort of traveling around like various towns and places to like I'm trying to remember whether it's like two people trying to meet up with each other before they get intercepted, or whether they're trying to look for something like through a series of like riddles and clues, and then once they found the prize, because they had a suitcase. No, that was it. Both contestants have to look for one key each, and I think they had to find a suitcase and then put the keys in the suitcase to win the money inside. But the interceptor has to try and like catch them in order for them not to win, sort of thing. You get the idea.
I don't remember that one at all.
I think it's called the
Remember
interceptor.
the Eliminator?
No, I. What is this?
And it was like a really evil guy in a sewer, and you'd have to answer questions to keep ahead of him.
Okay.
I kind of like a
Like-
more realistic version of The Chase.
Oh, right. Yeah, I suppose.
Oh god, it was on.
And also, we're
CTV.
forgetting the like revolutionary kids show, Jungle Run.
Yes.
With the freaking scary monkeys.
Yes. This is something I remember.
Although it's
How
talking
you
about
doing,
good
Deb?
things. there is one thing that will always be top of the game show. It was one called Nightmare.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they still show that on Challenge.
Yeah.
They go through that.
Prime for coming back now because let's face it, VR headsets.
Yeah.
No longer a big clunky helmet. No, it's actual VR goggles, and you have the motions and everything. You could fully interact with the game show.
Nice.
That sounds really nice.
There you go. I just did a job for you, YTV. You can hire me.
Nice.
Yes.
I know. I'm just reminded of what's it? Jungle Run.
Yeah, yeah. Good times.
Oh, bloody amazing shows. Then you got 50-50. Oh.
Oh man.
School versus school beef.
Ah man.
I was never a fan of 50-50. Like, it was beyond that I wouldn't be like, oh my god, I need to watch it.
There was Get Your Own Bag, which was pretty fun.
That was my jam.
That was.
I loved it
awesome.
so much.
And
it was just how he would like count the points after each round. Like,
yeah.
1, 2, 3. Just chuck them everywhere.
Yeah, it's like vroom, vroom, vroom. What was it? Yeah, there's Funhouse. At Funhouse.
I don't know who I feel more sorry for. So Foxy, who's never watched all these British game shows, or the audience are probably too young to know them.
Yeah.
Funhouse.
What was that game show called where contestants have to ransack a house to find various things? I don't know whether it's Finders Keepers.
It was Finders Keepers.
Oh, okay. I got that right.
Where the whole set was one big house and you had different rooms were all full of clutter and you had to find certain things. Yeah, Finders Keepers.
Yes. Yep. And there was just balloons and shit everywhere.
Because it was hosted by Anton Deck.
Really?
4 time.
I never
no. Yeah. There was one time where they did host it. It was either that or they were on a special guest at one point because that was at the time when they had their singing career.
Yeah. I thought at one point the Chuckle Brothers hosted it, or was that just a fucking acid trip or something?
No, the Chuckle Brothers did have their own game show.
Yeah, I remember the Chuckle Brothers.
But I don't. It was like jungle themed-ish, but I don't remember the name of it.
No, it was Pirates, wasn't it? With the Chuckle Brothers.
I think so.
I think it was various things. Hold on.
I just can't remember the name of it.
King one as well, which was like on a desert island with Dave Benson Phillips dressed up as like a giant monkey.
To me to you, that was what the game show was called.
Okay, I'm saving that because I'm finding some old school episodes and binging.
Oh no! What have we unleashed?
I myself probably am gonna find some old episodes of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and just start binging it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I binge watched that.
Various scenes.
I remember watching the documentary on how that guy cheated on the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, I remember with the whole coughing. Like, bleh.
Oh, it can't be that one. It's so obvious when you look back at it. It's just like, I'll go with that one, please.
I just don't want. Don't pay attention to me if I start laughing randomly because I'm just reading what reads on the red text around the barricade.
Oh
dear.
Yeah, let's get rid of that, shall we?
Oh, but how will we keep like the goats out?
Yeah.
I can't keep the goats out because the third one always gets across.
Like like one in every 3 goats gets across. Yeah, every third goat gets across. So, sorry, sir, you're gonna have to turn back. Oh,
but you let that goat through.
That's because he was the third goat in the group.
I don't get this system.
It's a terrible system. Glory to our Skotska.
Like, Martha, they won't let us through. They let Bazzy through, and he's a fucking git. We're just 80-year-old goats versus the 20-year-old younger goats that get through.
Yeah.
There's a problem with our system, Agatha. Bloody young goats.
Anyway, shall we play some D&D?
Yes.
Yeah.
Segway. Yeah.
So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tales of Fumbles and Fortunes, a D&D game where we sit around and play D&D in an ever-maddening homebrew setting.
Oh, yep.
Which takes some inspiration from real life and actual history. So, for those of you that need to be caught up, and just for a recap for everyone at home that's been watching, I get a glance at my notes, I look up. Who put that there? Come on.
What, where?
Hold up. Who wrote Glory to our Skotska, greatest country?
I just knew it. People's Bliss.
I just literally went to flip the page over, look up. Ugh.
I didn't even realise someone had done it. It's so magical.
At least we know Roll20's working.
Yay!
It's true. Yay!
So, you guys have finally wrapped up the Pit of the Shadows dungeon thing from a ye-old bit of D&D 4th edition. Supposedly killing Zarakis, although the last thing you heard was him sort of echoing off into the wind, I'm free, I'm free. You return to the druids. Nil got quite antisocial and wanted to be alone for a bit. So you guys spent some time with the elves. Zyron got his magical plectrums.
Yes.
12 in all.
Yes.
And like I said,
I just need to think of...
They have the same rules for spells, so whenever you take a long rest, before you take the rest, you spend some time, spend a bit of gold, you can imbue a spell into each plectrum.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the hard one for me, choosing which one, but hey, that's for fun.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But they're good on hand for when you run out of spells. You guys also got a fairly hefty sum of gold.
Yeah.
So, and then all chipped in together to give Nil a new appendage. A nice little prosthetic arm that Dario did all the mechanics for, so like the hands and the fingers and the joints can move. Marlon did the arcane imbuing, and the druids themselves provided some of their spare living wood to essentially keep it alive and bond it to Nil's arm. All in all, that took a long time.
And it mentally exhausted him. And physically too.
So yeah. But upon returning to Amberstone and finalising all your deals there to get supplies necessary to Barrowham, your home little village, you would find that not only had your time in the pyramid been quite long, it had been longer than you realised, as when you left it was entering the end of autumn, start of winter. You guys have now completely skipped winter, and it's now coming into spring, and Valencia had full on over winter declared war on pretty much everyone. For no apparent reason, it's become very isolationist, throwing up barricades at a bridge north which you guys have crossed on your way to Embermine, and then further south.
Hello.
Hi Tom, just
Hello.
doing the recap. And you guys went back to your hometown, you got some of the NPCs that were still there, and got them back across over to Embermine, which is where we shall pick up.
Woo!
In the glorious city of Embermine. So, what do you guys wish to do? The city is fine, it's a wonderful, fair day.
Find a place where we can hide,
hide your uncle.
well, hide my, adopted foster dad.
Yes.
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 But yeah, the moment I read "Glory to Artotska," my computer froze.
Oh no!
Because that's what you get for not showing
papers.
your papers. Please.
Please. Yes. Yeah, we gotta like make sure that we hide all sick
Hide your dad.
make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
tell you what, how about those guys who are in like the workers' district? Because I mean, he can still help out whilst at the same time being quite safe.
well, I mean, how? Yeah, he's probably out of the suggestion spell by now, I guess.
He is
Most
indeed out
likely.
of the suggestion spell by now. He's a little miffed that you suggested to him to leave, as he does hold his honour above a lot of other things. But he can understand that he is a bit too old to be fighting, but no matter which side he's going to be on, he is going to be in the fight in some way.
Oh yeah. No, we're only thinking of you, old man.
Yeah, because Nil doesn't want to fight the guy that took care of him for the past 10 years. Come on, man. Yeah. But anyways, I digress. So...
Well, we got one of two things. Number one, find a place for Orsic. Number two, get everyone together, let them know like an army is being built.
Right. So, I suppose we should... Yeah,
well, if we actually get the meeting done, we could sort Orsic's situation out at the same time.
Yeah.
Because then everyone's there.
So, to the council it is then.
Okay then. So you guys go to approach the council building. It's been improved a little bit. The old Goldmire banners have been taken down and been replaced with ones that represent the city proper. So it's that diamond on fire thing for the actual city of Emberstone. Ember Mine, sorry. Emberstone's elsewhere in the world.
Yes.
As you enter and everything else, a few of the guards recognise you and, you know, oh, it's great to see such valiant heroes return to the city. And how can we help you today?
We call for urgent council.
Well, you're in luck. The council's currently in session. I think we could probably squeeze you in. And they guide you to the
Brilliant.
council hall. But it's been remodeled a little bit since you guys last arrived. There's still like the audience pit, if you will, which has been divided into like a left and right. And at the far end of the room, there is a large U-shaped horseshoe-styled mahogany table. Ow, so I expect the microphone stand. At various points of which sits various council members, and they're all currently debating and discussing different trade agreements with all the different cities, and which one sounds better than the other in the grand scheme of things. And eventually they turn it to the floor and ask, you know, does any citizen here have any other matters that we need to discuss?
Yes!
You there, half-elf gentleman at the back. Speak your piece.
Yes. I whip out my lute and play a little tune as I walk down the aisle towards them. And say, for those who don't know, I was one of the courageous heroes of yonder time, known as Siren Vox, and my party that rebelled against that of the Goldmire and saved you. Wow! And as I played that, prestidigitation over my head to create the rebel symbol we put together.
It plays part and you go, oh, so it is. We haven't seen you in some time. Still, speak your mind. What bothers you about our fair city and all this discussion?
Yes, it's like we returned to Embermire. Yes, Embermine. Sorry, we returned to Embermine more so because we love you guys and we thought we would see how things are going. But we come with shocking news. An army is being formed in the city of what's the name of the city again?
Valencia.
Thank you. In the city of Valencia.
And the whole crowd, you know, starts muttering to themselves in a bit of a panic, and the old dwarf from earlier that you guys met way back that sort of inspired your little rebellion. Gave you some of the arms and everything. Smacks a gavel and goes, alright. We get it. Valencia's a bit off of themselves. We're currently in no position to fight. We don't have a town guard. Hell, we don't even have a militia right now. Just good people doing the good bit to keep, well, those of ill repute in line. So what
That's exactly... Ooh, go ahead.
What do you, Zyron Vox, propose?
What you have done so far with Embermine has been amazing. And you should keep doing that because that's what the people need right now. But with the army looming overhead, we can't just move along and think that they're not going to attack at any moment. They have already amassed quite a sizable force. Heck, even elves from the royal family are involved in this. So I don't know how deep this gets. But I remember from times of old during the original war, years ago, the cities banded together as one and fought back against a large force. My proposal is simple. Whilst you, at Embermine, continue what you were doing, bolster yourselves and get yourselves back to norm, we travel to the neighbouring cities and try and bring everyone together once more to fight as a unit.
A couple of the citizens in the crowd sit there for a second. In fact, make a charisma check for me.
Oh shit.
Let's see how well your words carry.
Saying that, I'm supposed to be good at this, so cross fingers before I roll one.
Oh.
Wait, bardic inspiration. I'm doing it. Bardic inspiration. I can't fail a charisma check. It's what I do. And it's a D8 now. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a D8.
D8 at your level. To which I will point out, before anyone complains, I am well aware that the overlay cards are wrong. I have got around to updating them.
Ooh, that is a 15.
They're up to date, but I think they are wrong.
Ooh.
15 in total. A few of the people then start muttering and start talking amongst themselves. The dwarf then bangs his gavel, going, "Alright, fine. We're gonna change the plan, ladies and gents." And he starts ordering various members of the council to try and gather up their own private security forces and try and congeal that into some sort of a town guard or an army. And then from there, they'll start rallying a resistance to at least keep the walls safe for now. They can't outstretch. But they do have a name in mind for you guys to go and meet. He does live in the city. But they warn you he's a little eccentric. You also find a Captain Walker.
Well, I recognise that name. Oh, crap.
Oh, God.
And try your absolute best to convince him to lead this cause, to at least get Valencia to return to some sense of sanity.
I mean, if it's anything like the checks I've done now, yes!
Indeed.
And they declare the council meeting dismissed. Everybody starts to leave. A few of them come by, shake your hands and thank you for everything you did previous year. It's been a wonder to have the city finally free to trade amongst itself and friends again. So, maybe you guys want to go from here.
Right. I suppose we should set up a... Well... I suppose we should find a place to, kind of rest, like a tavern or something, where we could, set up base and plan things and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, so have kind of headquarters.
Yes, and also talk about finding a way to like keep Orsic under wraps in Ember Mine in some
Yes.
conspicuous or inconspicuous. I can never tell the difference between those words. but yeah, like keep him hidden, as it were.
Yeah.
Yes. So, where do we go from? Yeah. So, what was the place that we went to?
I believe it was called a broken pick or rusty pick.
I believe
I
it's
think
the
it was like the
rusty
broken
pick.
Yeah.
I'm
see,
literally going
that
over
makes
my
sense.
notes right now to try and find how far back it was.
It was quite a way back. Yes.
Anyway,
Oh, broken pick was the kind of like the dive bar kind of
Oh, yeah.
in.
yeah, the broken pick was all the way up here in the slummy district.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
That much I do remember.
Okay.
I can't actually find it. I know I wrote it down. That's the worst bit. It's
We'll call it
Yeah.
the broken pick for now.
I'm 90%
Yeah.
certain it's the broken pick.
Yeah. That sounds.
Yeah, let's go with it.
That rings a bell. Okay.
I mean, I know I still stand by my idea. I think putting him in that area with those kinds of people where he could just work his days away and still be active, but in a relatively chilled out environment. I mean, if push comes to shove, I do have one other way of helping him out.
Oh. Which
Does Orsic have a beard?
Oh,
Here's
I
a
think
dwarf,
I
so
know.
he has a great big manly beard.
I
What
think I
colour
know
is
what's
his
coming.
beard?
Yeah.
I-
What color is this beard?
I leave that to you.
Oh,
Great big bushy silver last time I saw it.
I always imagined it as a kind of reddish, Albany kind of color, but I mean, it depends on what Brian had in mind.
No, that works. That's fine. It's a dwarven beard color.
I was just like gonna like use my painting artistry to paint his hair and his beard a different color so he could be under a different moniker, like making it as bronze as I possibly can and calling him Basil Bronzebeard.
Because everyone who has played World of Warcraft knows what I think when I hear words dwarf and beard. And the most orange color beard and hair like ever.
Well, I mean,
But the problem is
Yeah.
there are 3 dwarves that fit that description rather well.
Yeah.
Indeed. So yeah, poor Orsic. He is like he hasn't.
Of
got
course,
a
it does
choice.
depend on what Orsic would like as well.
Yes.
I'm not gonna suggest you get a new beard. Paint his beard.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And also, most of the artistic paints are toxic, I believe. Pretty toxic, at least.
Oh shit! I didn't realize this.
Oh, well.
Well, I mean, it's on the prosthetic arm, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I suppose you can invent a new hair dye that or something that will like dye his beard like a different color.
Beard dye.
Oh, beard dye. But yeah. Yeah, honestly, Zyron is a pretty good artist. I mean, look at what he done with my arm. I mean, yeah, sure, like you can tell it's prosthetic, but it looks less like a prosthetic than before. So,
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah. So, you're Brian, our illustrious DM.
Mm-hmm. So I was waiting for like a definitive "we are doing this." If you guys were having a nice little conversation.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So
what is the definitive plan?
Well, I thought you were just going to cut his beard, but dyeing it works.
Yeah.
The mere mention of cutting beards, also is like, don't you dare.
Yeah, because dwarves are like
this
really.
Is a mark of honor. Yeah, never cut it. Never.
Alright, good.
In 1,000 years.
Alright, don't cut Orsig's beard. Got it.
You may trim a beard, but you may never cut it.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, cutting a dwarf's beard, that's sacrilege.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fair.
It also tells kind of about good health if they have this bushy dwarven beard.
Marlon, Dario, what do you think? Like, any ideas on disguising Orsig for the time being?
Wait. We use for best plan. I've only just thought of.
Oh no.
I think Tom's trying to say something because the light's on, but no one's home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Christie's as well.
I can hear Tom.
Hello. Alright.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Go for it.
Tom speaking.
Now we're saying comedy glasses.
Well.
And the ears.
Yeah, you know what? That actually goes kind of hand in hand with the idea I had.
Yeah, that kind of works.
Yeah. Get that and a hat.
Yes, definitely a hat.
Oh boy. I mean, we have the money for it now, so... Yeah.
Pimp my Ursik.
Oh, damn. Siren, we need the hats.
So I just slide up to you and just like, we'll get the hat, but not in this town. We might have better options elsewhere.
No.
Okay then. So you get
Yes.
so for the sake of expediency, you guys get Orsig to the miners' district, who quite happily take him in, and he's quite impressed with like how everything works, and it's like, oh, it's like being back at home. It's like I never left the Dwarven lands.
Oh.
And is immediately into some work, pretty much making suits of armor and breastplate and things like that for the town guard and for the upcoming military needs.
Oh, look. They are... Orsig is really happy here. Oh, yeah.
If you want to paint the hair fluff... what? Oh, God.
The people of the world need to see this.
That definitely works.
This is what Dario has in mind. But we give it ginger hair. I reckon it will work.
I got keeping with dwarven colours.
Dwarves.
Draw on some like runes on the glasses as well if you really, really want.
I just imagine, like, not only is Dario a talented tinkerer, but he's also a very talented glasses stylist or something. Yeah, etching.
He's secretly Elton John.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That'd be the most amazing twist for Dario ever. He has absolute max proficiency and stats in playing the piano.
Yeah, and Orsic just sort of randomly gets this random piano out and just be like, I remember when we were young. No.
Oh, just think about Orsic doing Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Oh, God.
It's all terrible.
The remix, it's a nice Can You Feel the Awe Tonight?
Yeah.
I'll let you guys write the lyrics for that and do that on your own. So,
Yeah, no.
Make it part of the Bard Boys album. It's fine.
back to more serious things. So, you guys drop off Orsic. He's happily away doing some work. Do you wish to go and find Captain Walker, or do you want to go to the other cities?
Well,
it's worth a chance with Captain Walker.
I'll flick you guys over to the world map so you can see what things are nearby. There was like a small town to the east of Emberstone. There's Ruthin to the west.
Okay.
Over a river which I didn't put a bridge on. Whoopsie.
Swim!
Swim through it.
Or paddle across.
We can't get over it. We can't go under it. We're gonna have to go through it.
Yeah.
Splish, splash.
Either that or we go back in the Ember Mine. It's like, we borrow a catapult?
Flying siren all of a sudden. Oh, shit.
And Zyron takes 364 points of fall damage.
Yeah.
And then you land in these trees.
Or the wall of the city, Ruthin.
Oh god. Yeah, just sort of do the whole cartoon splat like, and then just sort of slowly slide down.
Becomes not so much how do you want to do this, more how do you want to die?
Death by slingshot catapult. There's not a lot of ways to die in this world, but that's one I like.
Hold on. I just realised I could cast, I could cast fly at least twice to fly people over, but then hang on. Hold on. Oh, one creature and object. Never mind.
Now, one question I did want to ask. Now, did they say Captain Walker was in Embermine, or is he like in this town over here?
He's in Embermine. He does live in the town. He lives in the city, but he is somewhat eccentric. That was the only wording you were given.
Well, I mean, one eccentric to
whilst
another.
The conversation was being had, like Dario did sort of shudder.
Ooh.
Can I? So, like, would any of us have noticed this?
I reckon
was
you
it
would
that
have, but
obvious?
it's up to you guys if you want to ask Dario about it, or if Dario wants to speak up about it.
Sorry, sneezing.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we're about to ask you about Captain Walker.
Oh, Captain Walker. Yes, a name I haven't heard for a while. Fortunately, I served under him in the most recent of conflicts. He's a bit eccentric. Yes. Just don't.
Why? What about his ears that we shouldn't look at?
I swear something might have been grown in that fluff in those ears. He's quite eccentric, proper old school. He's like, yeah, keeps making weird noises occasionally. He's that's the only downside. It's like, you would hate him if he was bad, but in actual fact, he's 3 steps ahead of the enemy.
Ooh. He'll be a valuable asset.
Yeah.
You could just sit there listening to hours as he regales about his previous conquests, and trust me, he regales.
Right. I think the best course of action is we send in the one guy who can last the longest with his drab.
I think the easiest thing is probably send me in. I haven't served under him. I probably got used to it.
I mean, you could call in a favour.
Oh, I was a great shot for him, but I don't know, as to whether or not
I've got a great idea. You do it, and I can hit you up with some of that cantrip guidance, just in case.
Yeah, I've seen how lucky you've been recently.
Well, at least it makes everyone else better, not me.
Trust me, we'll find him. He has an air about him.
Right. Let us search for Walker.
Okay. Whoever's doing the search, please roll for me an investigation check. If Dario's doing it, I'm going to give him advantage because he has more information on like how he looks and his eccentricities and everything else.
I shall. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone looks at Dario.
Yes.
I find a rock.
And I shall do a roll myself as well. I just filled my e-cigarettes, so...
Cool. With that, between SteamedChu asking, Marlon asking around and Dario...
just a moment, Brian.
Okay.
I shall wait patiently, have no fear.
Never mind.
As I was saying, so Dario and Marlon, between the two of you asking around, you guys managed to work out where Captain Walker resides. He resides in the much nicer end of the district. And it's as you, like, people start giving you directions of what street and how far, you realise that he's not the hardest person to lose in this city as you approach his modest little manor house. It has a wrought iron fence around the outside with brick walls, and beyond a short little garden sits a wonderful 3-floor house which looks more like a fortress than a manor. It has like the whole palisade balcony on the top, on the 3rd floor outside the top 2 windows, and even the roof, which would normally be pitched, has been levelled flat, which sticks a flag. And over the top you see this brilliantly well dressed and maintained humanoid figure. He's lost a lot of the hair on top, but down the sides it's grown to like mutton chops, and it's got that British officer moustache going on. Sort of grows into it. And it's just instantly on the wall, barking orders to no one, what seems to be no one. And then after a few seconds, you just see a whole flock of pigeons suddenly take off in perfect formation.
Oh my god, he is actually Grandpa from Chi Chi Bang Bang.
Yeah.
So they
This is
go,
brilliant.
that's it, lads. Talks away. Go on, send my messages. Kill off all those blasted cats from my garden. Get them out of my petunias.
So,
Hey Dario, you're the guy who knows him. Say something.
Give us 2 seconds, I'm just finishing off something. You're like this. I just can't quite get rid of it.
oh dear.
And nobody step on his petunias.
Well, I'll tell you what. If Dario's going in and preparing himself, I'm going to give him a tap on the back as if to go get him. And while I give him that tap on the back, guidance just in case.
Okay, I'm curious now where Tom is sending this thing.
Yes.
I hope it is what I think it is.
Well, you already guessed what it is. It's taken me a while to find the right image.
I want to say it's General Melcher from Blackadder.
What? The wine, the music, the huge moustache.
I'm quite surprised he hasn't got like one of them pilot hat things with like the flappy bits on the side. Sort
That would be amazing. Sadly, there's not a lot of flying in this world, at least not yet.
Hey, dudes.
There we are. Okay, I just gotta save this now. You'll like this.
Oh no. We're all waiting in anticipation.
Oh no.
In our suspenders.
I was about to say, we shiver with anticipation.
Yes.
I can't wait.
It's coming. I just saved it. I just gotta load it up now.
Okay.
Enjoy on Discord.
Oh, thank goodness I didn't have to tell Orsic how I lost my arm. And my eye.
Yeah, not at least yet.
It's loading up, and it's practically there. Come on, and processing.
This one is too large to upload. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
That is better than I could have ever have hoped.
Yep.
Damn.
Oh, this has to be shown to the stream. There we go. Allsig. Allsig, ladies and gentlemen.
What's happening?
Tom did a quick Photoshop for how Allsig now looks.
The chat.
Yeah, if you look at Discord.
You can call him definitely not Orsic.
Yes.
Yeah.
He shall be known as
Graham.
Orsic. Oh, Graham. 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 Oh boy. Okay, now that we got them shenanigans out of the way, Dario, speak to the walker. And the crazy pigeon man. Was that how he's gonna talk through like in pigeon?
I gotta say that once I was at this media project, and they were like literally there was really silent. All of a sudden I hear a pigeon. Turns out it was my friend.
There are some people who are really good at doing bird impressions.
Yeah.
And birds are really good at imitating people. Still,
Yes.
after a few minutes of you guys standing around discussing about how you're going to talk to the most eccentric person in the entire city, eventually comes over to the edge of his own palisade, looks over and goes, "Well, what are you standing around for? What
Captain Walker. Sir.
Okay, holds himself for a second and tries to adjust his eyes and pulls out a pair of glasses, puts them on. Well, smack my britches and hand me to London. Dario, I haven't seen you since the war, old boy. Come in, come in. If I'd known you were coming, I would have prepared a welcome wagon.
No need for that, sir.
Does he actually have a wagon that welcomes people?
Quite literally, it's like a cart with welcome written on the side. Just
Yeah.
he did it himself, so it's a little bit, kind of like. Just get out. This way,
Okay.
this way, this way.
Okay. We all shuffle in.
Yep, as you guys enter in the main house itself, although the outside looks like a fortress, inside it's like a proper manor house, so it has wonderful painted walls, paintings of various individuals. The first one you guys see immediately is one of Captain Walker himself in like full military regalia, that classic hero pose, with his sword outstretched and all the rest of it. Looks generally quite impressive. sadly not like the man who stands before you, who has lost a lot of his hair and the beard's got a bit out of control. And although the uniform is on and neat, like the medals aren't aligned properly, a few of them are a bit wonky. Seen a few years wear and tear. But great to all. Oh, come in, come in, come in. Don't be shy, don't be shy. Come and have a seat, have a seat. I'll get to Jeeves to fetch you all tea, coffee, something stronger. Dario, I know you liked some of the old whiskey. I still got some.
The old 79.
Excellent, yeah, Dario. That's why you were good in the army.
Indeed.
Eventually, do you guys want... do you actually agree to the tea or coffee or anything like that? He's also actually gone straight to the drinks cabinet and is pouring Dario like the biggest glass of whiskey you possibly imagine.
Do you have any vodka?
What you call it? Baking. Baking brandy.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have vodka?
Slams the glass and the bottle on the table.
Too late, too late, too late.
Ah.
Sir, we do not have vodka in this establishment.
Ah.
This is the Ember Mine military, damn it. We drink only the finest whiskey. Vodka is for the swill.
My kind of guy.
Vodka is for the kind of swill that we serve the enemy.
Yeah.
Are you my enemy?
No. I was actually just only slightly testing you because I'm a whiskey man myself as well. And only the finest whiskey will do.
Dave.
Gives Dario a glass, looks at you, puts down, goes for the bottle he poured for Dario and just puts it back on the shelf, grabs a different bottle and you hear the call, boop, click, 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 and hands to it, and it's smell-wise significantly different. Anyways, Marlon, regarding your baking brandy, I do indeed have some baking brandy. Jeeves! Brandy for the lizard person.
Sweet.
I just put my hand up to try and calm it. Yeah, just to...
Okay.
Let it be.
In before Jeeves is a pigeon with a top hat.
Actually, what walks in isn't what
mannequin in the corner.
What walks in isn't actually what you're thinking. It's in fact a kenku. So it's a humanoid bird-like creature covered in feathers, but it's been like done up with a suit, so it's a little bit nicer to look at and everything else. Then he steps in, and he plops a nice little metal tray down, and just repeats in like almost a perfect mimic. Shouts, "Tea, coffee, baking brandy."
I'll have a coffee, please.
Coffee, please? And pours you a fresh cup of coffee.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
Worst part is, I'm trying to find the right bit of music. There it is.
Oh.
Do you have tea, my boy?
Tea, my boy, and he pours you a cup of black tea, but offers like milk and sugar with a hand gesture.
Yes, please. One lump, please.
One lump, please.
Smacks you overhead with a spoon. I'm like, yep, that's great.
Yes. Yeah.
No, it actually like takes a pair of tweezers and drops in a sugar cube and stirs it with a spoon.
Lovely.
With a spoon on the side.
I like this guy.
So, you all must be here on some sort of business, or Dario, tell me you've got something planned, have you? How's that muscle?
Oh yes, sir. Oh, I just done a bit of an upgrade. You see, just fouled out the old bore and then put a bit more rifling in and just smoothed up the action. Sniper, wolf from 200 yards now.
Ah, fantastic! You always were a fantastic shot. Meh. So, What brings you to my humble abode?
Your help, sir. Yeah, if it's all possible. I know that you're kind of semi-retired and everything, but how about one last dip of the old sword?
One last grand hurrah before old age takes me. Dario, you know I can't refuse an opportunity like that. So who'll be fighting today? More of these lizard folk? Wolves? Elves?
Alright, my friends have a little bit more information about who we're going up against.
Well, for some reason, the officials in Valencia have decided that they want to go to war with everyone. They've decided to barricade the bridge that goes over the river from Valencia, to their city to Ember Mine, and has pretty much cut themselves off from everyone else.
I happen to have a map, sir. You know, to give you an idea of the lay of the land. You're always a good tactician. Any suggestions?
Well, if we knew what kind of forces they had, we could probably work out a better strategy than what the Dragonborn did to us, of slowly marching to us in a nice single file. God, those are some good days. Jeeves, my boy. And the Gengar replies with, Jeeves, my boy, go fetch me the map, will you? I have a feeling we're going to go to war. At which point it just says, repeats with, going to war, and struts off to go and grab a map, and after a few minutes comes back, and you guys have it's a similar map to what we have on the tabletop for everyone.
So I just thought that the mimic coming back in and just, you know, put like a little red shade over the nearest light.
No, I was thinking more like the US style war rooms, so only you have like this halo light going around the table.
No.
Somehow sets it up perfectly. So anyway, Captain Walker looks at the map with you all and goes, well, this is a bit of a predicament, isn't it?
Well, can we actually all retire to the war room? He has like a dedicated war room in his house.
Well, if you really want to get that serious, Dario, gentlemen, would you like to retire to my study? Ladies, you can... looks around and realises, oh yeah, none of you are women. Ah, brilliant. Come with me, James. Bring the brandy. And the whiskey.
Bring the brandy.
And the whiskey.
And takes out the milk tray, piles everything on, leads you through his house, and then leads you into his study, which feels like it's half the house, and is literally a fully decorated armory and war room.
Sweet.
I see you've put a bit more liquor paint on the walls recently, sir.
Yes, Jeeves did a fantastic job. We decided to go with a nice blood red on the walls this time, as opposed to that sunset maroon.
It really does bring out the colour of the room, sir.
Indeed. And he sets the new map out and everything, and he starts bringing down various tokens and models and starts lighting it up, almost like it's a tabletop, you know, Warhammer style game.
We're totally playing Risk.
If the map were more like crafted, it would probably end up looking like a game of Risk.
Sweet.
I'm gonna post something in the chat, and it basically is probably gonna like sum up what it looks like.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I love it.
The Crimean War.
From what I've been seeing in like the Roll20 chat, I will post what I'm actually doing over the break. As I remind me before we go. But he starts looking at the whole map and everything and goes,
It is a 30-second clip, so like people can enjoy it very quickly.
What I have in mind is probably, I think it's like a 5-minute long video. But anyway, he shows you all the map and goes, well, Valencia certainly shot themselves in the foot. Much like what the 5th Rifle Regiment, remember Dario? The 5th Rifles?
Those good old days, sir.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, Uncommon.
Better than those days in Ungoro God. But anyway, they're completely isolated where they are. You know, so cut off supplies to the north, supplies to the south. Their only supply really is from the east or the west. No one's going to be coming from the west because it's hills, forests, mountains. And from the east it's forest, hills and sea. And that tiny little village, what's it called? Barrowham? He puts on his glasses for a better read. Yeah, Barrowham.
Yeah, they pretty much evicted everyone in Barrowham so that they can recruit more people to join their army. Well, I say recruit. It's more force them to join their army.
What about those that refuse the call to arms? Yep.
Probably not such a great fate, sir.
Or be detained and executed, sir.
At which point he walks over to some of the weapons mounted on the wall, pulls off a pistol, loads it, cocks it, and just shoots Barrowham clean off the map. And just goes,
A little bit more complex than that, sir, but you get the gist.
but they don't have Barrowham anymore. Remove it from the board. Sorted that one. Jeeves, when we're done, clean that up. Jeeves just, even though it's the same cadence and tone, it feels like there's a heavy side to it. It's just, clean that up. And helps away to get you guys refills on your drinks and everything. And just listen goes, so you're telling me they've only got a small force at this barricade?
Small,
yes, sir.
Yes, a small force of a barricade, but one thing that might be worth worrying about. There seems to be the Elven royal forces at play here as well.
The royal family's involved? What kind of a sigil? James, get me the Elven royal family book. I don't care which one, the most recent one would be best. So, did you see a sigil by any chance?
I remember seeing one, yes. And I flick through the book with him and point at it.
Yeah, you know what one it is. It's for the 11th Royal Guard. That's what it's for.
Bizarre.
And he looks and he goes, ooh. Ooh, no, can't have that. That'll be terribly inconvenient.
So I don't know what's happened. They must have aligned themselves with the elves.
Or just an elven family decided, you know what? Prime time for expanding. It's probably playing Valencia like some sort of cheap loot. Like yours, only with less decoration.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wow, you took that surprisingly well. I've actually lost my words.
Wow. Like, oh.
I was expecting a full-blown outburst.
I'm just gonna stay with it, because if I have an outburst with this guy, it's not gonna be nice. He's got a goddamn gun! Next thing I'm gonna find is, like, he's gonna shoot my loot.
You were saying, Christy?
Well, the big problem is Marlon's just sort of sat there enjoying, with it, sucking on a bonbon, just listening.
Okay.
But still, if the Nagakata clan are involved in all this, well then we are well and truly up the plum duff.
Imagine the glory you would get defeating them.
Make a persuasion check, Dario.
Just remember you have guidance.
And at the moment Batois is like maybe looking like deep in thought because he is trying to remember all the how the environment looked. Is there like any kind of ways that can be used maybe to spy and do stuff like that?
What, in and around Valencia?
Yes.
You remember the road between Valencia and your home York village of Barrowham went through a thick wood?
Yes.
And, there were some opportunities for ambushes and things like that. But going off the road was incredibly dangerous. That's how you found, like, the giant spiders way back when that almost annihilated you. There was the Orc clan that kicked off this whole adventure for you guys. That thoroughly wrecked your little small town. You have no idea where they went after you. Convinced them to stop. And got their shiny rock back from what's his name in Valencia itself.
Yeah.
Beyond all that, go ahead and roll a history check for me.
Alright.
Dario, you have guidance on you for the time being, so if you want, you can add a D4 to that roll. I'll let you know how you did. But it's up to you if you wish to use it.
Well.
Yes. Sweet.
15.
Gives it a thorough look over your thoughts, Dario, for a second. Pulls out a small slip of paper which has been in a drawer under the desk and goes, let's see here. Done that, done that, done that, done that. Yeah, done that. Sure, why not? It'd be one more thing on the to-do list. Pulls the sheet out even further, and you can see now it's a long sprawl of victories and battles. It goes all the way from dwarves, humans, dragonborn, bandits, orc raids, all these various things. He's been in a siege with cannons, he's defending cannons, assaults, and blah. Keeps going on for ages, and at the end he just writes, kill upstart elves. Gives it a nice big heavy underline. And Betois is just sitting there pondering things, drinking your cheapened whiskey. You know that there are certain areas that like everything I said before still works, but you can't think of anywhere else. Like the woods are too thick, it's too far off the road. The roads themselves are quite clear. May not work to your advantage. If you're going to spy, it has to be really subtle, like, as far as you're concerned, like, either in town, in bars, or even undercover as soldiers, which may not work to your advantage.
Yeah.
But still, Captain Walker looks to all of you around and goes, well then, lads. And looks at his guys for a second, gives it a bit of a shake. Jeeves? Where's my brandy? Brandy? Pulls some fresh brandy. Back up. Mayor, gentlemen, you have yourselves a commander.
Huzzah!
Knocks the glass back and slams it on the table.
Sweet.
Right then, Jeeves, fetch my good uniform.
Oh god, we might be here for a while.
And then whilst you're at it, get my sword, my gun, my horse, my gun sword, my horse gun, my gun horse.
I totally want to see the gun horse, that sounds amazing.
It's just a horse with a actual holster for his gun.
That's still good enough for me.
Sword horse has a sheath for his sword. He has a horse for pretty much everything.
Even a sword that just holds his brandy. It's called the brandy horse.
Yeah, it's a drinking horse as well, which is just a horse that's been modelled into a drinks cabinet.
That's brilliant.
Wow.
He has the saddle and everything, but it has glasses that don't jostle when he rides. They're like completely inertia free.
Sweet.
Huh.
But
Drinks holder thing will never catch on modes of transport.
and one day it'll be amazing. Then people will be spilling hot beverages into their laps. And ice cold beverages. But still, he then bids you all a fond farewell. He must get ready for preparations. Let the city council know that Captain Walker is with them every step of the way.
Well, thank you very much, good sir. Yeah.
I stand up and just give like a salute. Just naturally, without even thinking about it.
At which point, Captain Walker stops for a second and looks you up and down and goes, Dario, that won't do. Won't do at all. Jeeves, wait a second. Hold my things. Get Dario a fresh uniform.
Thank you, sir.
Pulls off his glove and like full on backhand slaps you. Shouldn't be thanking me, soldier. Should always have a uniform. Should always be neatly pressed. Disappointing. Puts his hand behind his back, in that officer fashion, and begins storming off.
Okay.
I'm used to it.
Dumbstruck. That was a complete 180.
Yeah, but
Like I said, eccentric, but a damn good officer.
Good, because that's killing my throat. And with that, I think it's a good time to take a break, because I really need to refill my glass.
yeah.
So, don't go anywhere, guys. We shall be back in just a few moments. Feel free to talk with the cast and everything else. And we shall be back in just a few moments.
It's food.
Lovely. Literally turn into what was it, Father Ted, and just be like, drink.
Yes.
Which, speaking of which, a drink might not actually be a bad idea. I'll be back in a moment.
I myself do have my ice cold Coca-Cola right here.
Oh, nope. There we go. Much better. Don't mind me, just working on a masterpiece.
Ah, nice.
Don't tell Brian it was me all along.
Okay, I'm back. Now to
Welcome back.
all. What I was thinking about.
Ah.
That was actually interesting.
Yeah.
General
yeah.
Anthony Cecil
A
Hogman.
long inhale from my electric cigarette, and the moment I let the damn steam out, I hear you coughing, Tash.
What do you mean, hear me coughing?
I heard a cough from your general direction.
Like murder? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
The more I do with Captain Walker now, the more I want to go watch Blackadder Goes Forth again.
Yeah.
Hey Dash and Zing Zang Spirit.
It's often the wine, the music, his huge moustache. Cover you in pepper and sneeze all over you.
Farewell, Kevin, darling. The problem with I've forgotten the guy's name now to play Darling.
Tim McInerney.
Thank you, because he comes up in Doctor Who a lot now. It's like I just look at him and go, nope, that's still Captain Darling.
Well, he's in a much.
Percy.
Yeah, he's just always Percy because he's the Cruella de Vil's butler as well in
Oh.
You're not evil, you're Percy.
You're not even.
You're not evil, you're Percy.
Am I new rough?
I tried on a prom. Yeah, I tried on a prom dress, and it had like a lace. And I tried it on, and the first thing my dad said was, "You look like a bird that swallowed a plane."
No.
Oh god, got a new fridge downstairs now. It's frozen by Coke.
What?
Put it down a little bit.
Oh no, the inside is still liquid, but the outside of the can is like that real Sub-Zero ice cold.
Ooh, nice.
I know I need to store my whiskey when I want it chilled.
Yeah.
Huh. That's a weird thing to link me. But oh well. You know how like Facebook has like sponsored ads?
Yes.
Booking.com. Need a holiday. It's linked to the Butterfly Hotel. A Morgan 60 experience on the Promenade. The Principal in Manchester. The Queen's Hotel. I'm trying to work out what that is, but I'm guessing somewhere on the south coast. And then the B&B, which I know is in my hometown and is an absolute dive.
Huh.
Seemingly some seemingly alright hotels with a really crummy one.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, I need to look up, do I have one of my e-liquids, or where do I have it? Because I see like 4 bottles, which none of them are actually the e-liquid I'm looking for.
This is not the beverage you seek.
Yeah. What the hell? Oh, cool. All this time, my I was on my table has been chilling Rogue Archetype papers.
Oh, like so rogue, like as in rogue. like rogue sort of like shenanigans.
Yes.
LOL Esports, why do you do this on my Twitter feed? They're doing like a knockout of all the best plays from the previous World Championships for League. Posted up a good one. Are we all back and ready to carry on?
Yeah, just watching match at the moment.
So.
I'm certainly ready.
So am I.
Fantastic, in which case now we shall get back into tonight's game. So welcome back everybody to Tales of Fumbles and Fortunes, where we sit around and play D&D. So, quick recap for the past bit that went by. Our party of adventurers have met with a certain Captain Walker, who is the most eccentric NPC I've ever come up with. Think General Melchett from Blackadder for level of eccentricity. And you convinced him to aid in the war effort, and upon leaving he, was disgusted at Dario's disgraced, tattered adventurer gear, so he now has a shiny new military uniform.
Sweet.
It's up to Dario if he wants to get dressed, but it's all bundled up with a neat little bow, and the Kenku butler is like, uniform.
It's taking the uniform, it would be a disgrace not to, and also be a disgrace upon Captain Walker if I refused his gift.
Okay, he looks up and down and goes, disgrace Captain Walker, and nods.
Give that to him.
Ugh, really, guys?
What?
I looked at the map.
That wasn't me for once.
Has to be shown.
Well, I got rid of my skull at the bottom though.
Oh yeah, I got rid of the skull at the bottom, yeah. The bottom left of the map. But this, just all this. What is all this?
I can't see anything.
Because the giant sharks and the giant alligators.
Smaller guys go pew pew. These are single, like you played the gunpowder raid. It's bang bang, not pew pew.
Maybe a few more armament factories and maybe a few less elephants.
Yeah, and it's the smokeless gunpowder nowadays which make the pew pew sound.
Indeed. This isn't 9mm wonderful designed guns. But anyway, so Dario, do you get changed inside the mansion, or do you get changed later?
I'll get changed inside the mansion. I want to leave in most regalement.
Okay. The Kenku butler Jeeves comes along, gives you a hand getting dressed, and after a few minutes you guys are greeted by a redressed Dario who looks like, in closest approximation, the British redcoat. Sort of military uniform.
God damn it!
A full-on British grenadier, complete with like the tricorder hat and everything.
I want the hat.
I myself, since I've been playing Assassin's Creed, I hate the British redcoats.
Sorry, Ember mine is a... Thank you. Give it the pew pews and the map will be fine. But Dario is now all neatly dressed. He still has like the massive beard and everything on, but that can be trimmed. But even Jeeves, when he like shows him off. It's like, neatly dressed. Meh.
Well, I'm.
As I then goes, excuse me, musket, gun, horse, drink horse, sword horse, horse gun. He's like rattling off the list himself, and he's just counting down with his feathered fingers how far he's got to go.
No. Wow.
But so, what do you guys wish to do?
Maybe we should.
Maybe we should tell the council the good news.
Yeah, and where is the mansion located?
Okay, so on the Ember My map. Oops, what happened if I brought you guys across with me?
Yes.
Good old Captain Walker is down here.
Ah.
Okay.
Since we start to be ready. Yeah.
Okay.
Since we are in this lovely city, Batwa is going to say that he's going to look for more troops from slummy areas and where you can find people who aren't particularly proud to follow the law, but they get the things done.
You want to get yourself a little sapper team?
Yes.
Alright then, go ahead and roll for me an investigation check.
There we go.
Would also help if I unmuted the stream. I love the fact that those two in the Discord have put up the uniforms. So, as you wander around the city and everything else, you do notice several shady individuals go into various little underground bars and everything else. Don't have like any signage or anything like that, but you can quite happily work out it somewhere in this part of the city where I'm pinging.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of goes into this little underground underbelly.
Check the Discord now.
Oh no.
Yes!
Oh god damn it.
Oh god.
Here we go again. I think the stream's gonna know what's gonna happen now.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You found a new thing to do, haven't you? Just really simple, quick photoshops.
Well, we actually already, me and Tom and a couple of our friends already have a meme of Tom's university picture to adding things onto it to make him in various cosplays, just in Photoshop and Paint.
I've lost that original picture, but my mate Rob still has it and still constantly does memes with it.
That's pretty good. I've also just spilled Coke all over my desk.
No!
Curses.
Oh no!
I
Damn.
have tissues up here.
Okay. There it is. Anyways.
So whilst I try and mop this up, so Betois, do you wish to go into the seedy underbelly, or do you just take a note of where it is and then move on.
Yes, I wish to go to the seedy underbelly because, well, thieves, assassins, slaves, fed-up slaves are really good doing things, usually.
Okay, let me find appropriate music then. That'll have to do. Maybe? Yeah, that will have to do. So as you enter, the door has a little bell chime and it rings as you enter, and inside you can see various individuals huddled in thick, hazy smoke where they've been smoking pipes. The air itself is a little bit funky smelling.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been to certain places in Amsterdam, you probably recognise that kind of funky smell.
Yeah, so kind of like a little marijuana smell, maybe?
Yeah, a slight smell of marijuana, more tobacco though, as well, mixed in.
Yeah.
A couple of them, whilst they're smoking marijuana, it's like mixed in with tobacco. All suddenly look at you, greasy tankards and various glass, and they all carry on to what they're doing.
Yeah.
What do you wish to do whilst you're in here?
I'm actually going to trying to find people to join the cause under my control.
Well, you have plenty of tables with individuals on them, and several groups as well.
Mm-hmm. I'll go to see if there is people with hoods covering their faces, because those people usually are the kind who are more happy to help for a good cause.
Okay, there are a couple of tables with some hooded figures. As you go around and ask them, a couple of them all just give you this glare and just go, piss off, we're not getting involved in some stupid war. Think we are stupid?
No, but if you wish to keep living your lifestyle, I would recommend joining my cause, because we can keep doing our things our way as long as this town has leadership like it does right now.
The first couple of tables, when you say that kind of reply, just tell you to piss off. The third table, however, gives you a cursory look. And you need to understand one thing here, little kitty cat. We were doing all this when Goldmire was in charge. We were doing it long before her. We'll continue doing our little thing on the down low. The guards don't know who we are. They're not going to care. And let's face it, when there's a war on, all the rich little boys and girls want to go off and be soldier. Or Florence Nightingale, whatever the heck her name is these days. So they want to be the poster boy for their generation. We, on the other hand, can sit here, be happy as Larry, comfy as mice, and not have to bother with losing our lives.
Yeah.
So if you want to go steal from the Valencian army, go and do it yourself.
What if there would be some undisclosed amount of gold for an easy job?
Well, your price is already going to be pretty high because there's going to be a lot of hazard pay involved.
Yes. But we let the people do the fighting, and we are going behind the enemy lines unnoticed.
Well, that's bloody easy. Just go east of here, up across the river that side. Or even better yet, when you get to the bloody barricade that Valencia set up, if you just follow the river around a little bit, there's a small little crossing. Just out of prying eyes, just about affordable for a half-decent horse and wagon.
Thank you for the information, and I just toss a few gold coins on the table.
As you toss the gold coins, one of the other members at the table grabs hold of your arm and goes, bit more for that kind of information.
How much more? Because every thief has its price.
Just double the amount you throw on the table and we'll call it square.
Okay. So in total I'll put 4 gold coins, so 2 gold coins more on the table and just walk away.
And it lets you go and now piss off, go chase a mouse or something. And they go back to their conversation. And as you're walking out the sea little underbelly, you get like shoulder checked by someone. As he walks past and he looks at you and goes, "Watch where you're walking, bloody tabaxi."
Yeah. Well, maybe there is. Would you actually? I'm just asking out of curiosity. Would you be interested in to help my efforts?
He just carries on walking. Just goes straight to the bar and, starts getting attended to and everything else.
All right. Well, the Batois just shrugs his shoulders and just walks back and tries to find a clothing store.
You mean a hat store?
No.
Oh, you got an actual clothes here.
Yeah. A clothing store which would sell enough cloth that I could make myself a hood.
Oh, that's relatively quite simple. You can find yourself a couple of hooded cloaks, even in a general store for a few silver.
Yeah, are any of those white?
You could certainly have them in white, yes. It will need to be a custom order, so it's going to be 5 silver in all.
Okay, well, if we are talking about custom orders, then I would like to have white with the red markings. And Brian, for now, I'll give you
I'm assuming
the
Assassin's
idea.
Creed Ezio kind of thing.
Yes.
I had a feeling that was coming up. Okay then, that also, like that kind of full costume knocks it up to about 8 silver in total.
Yep, that's fine.
It'll take him a couple of days, but, well, about a week or so, but you've got, if you want to spend the downtime with everyone else on that one, that's up to you.
Yeah, I think I do spend the time with the others.
Alright, so whilst Patois is doing that, what are the rest of you going to do now that there is all primped and proper?
Offer him a bonbon.
Tom, you there?
Yeah, sorry. He's got a bit of a cold. Hello.
Right.
Right, so offer me a bonbon. I shall humbly take said bonbon.
Part of me just wants to say it gives this very unsatisfying crunch. Oh no, just thought something much worse now.
Oh?
The Monty Python. I've forgotten the name of the sketch. It's like the chocolate selection box sketch.
Don't know.
I
remember.
They did it for the their last live show, and they have the one where it's like a spring-loaded bolt, and the whole point, like the whole descriptor is, you know, it's a wonderful smooth silk chocolate with a caramel core that then brings 2 bolts that lacerate both cheeks. And you have like crunchy frog and things like that.
Yeah. Go on.
What I was gonna say was, I would be more worried at the fact that the only thing that Marlon has collected is spider venom and tomb water. Ingredients so far.
An interesting flavour to it.
So, I have to ask, because it's gonna be a couple of days when until my cloak is ready. Is there any possibility that I could have hidden blades?
Make an investigation check on that one. A lot of blacksmiths is not going to make you such a thing. It's not as a ridiculous item.
Let's see.
This is when he rolls a natural bleeding 20.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Close enough. Like, as you ask around that, a few of them do like go, well, that's an interesting design idea. How would it work? And yeah, there's a lot of back and forth on the design aspects.
Yeah.
And a lot of them like come up with the whole Assassin's Creed style, pops out from the bottom of the wrist. If you suggest, well, if you go over the wrist, it becomes more of like a punching dagger. You're not going to cut your own hand off. And if you try to get fancy and all the rest of it, it will probably cost you somewhere in the range of 300 gold, and it would take them months to get this thing ready because it's really fine and intricate.
Oh, damn. That is something I need to discuss with the party because, well, I really don't have money, so...
Yep. But anyway, I will say, though, as you go through your pockets, like, can I even afford this? You find a note in one of your pockets. You're not quite sure how it got there, but there is now a note. I will put it in your Roll20 journal because I'm just currently trying to work out, well, retranslate my own handwriting.
Alright.
Something I wrote ages ago, and I wrote it in a hurry, and it's a complete mess.
Alright.
So something like, is that an E, a C, an S, an F? How have I... What was I doing when I wrote this?
What was I on when I scribbled this mess?
Oh, it's quite far, like, at the start of all my notes, so it's obviously right at the start of the campaign, so obviously much just popped in there when I had the idea. But it's just such a terrible mess. Anyway, what about the rest of you? Betoir is currently off on his own, scouring the city for various bits. What do the rest of you wish to do with your spare time?
I'll let everyone else go first, and then I'll say what I want to do.
Get some more ingredients.
Okay then. Marlon, what kind of ingredients were you after? Just general baking ingredients or the more exotic variety?
Exotic variety. Is there any rivers or stuff about that I can go?
Any lots of stuff, sorry? Sorry, I think my internet's playing up. You're breaking up a little bit.
And is there any rivers or anything about that I can go and...
Not through... Not through Embermine, no. All the rivers sort of run around it and they just divert water flow through the underground waterways.
Well, something exotic then.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check for me then.
Is there any shops about?
There are plenty of shops. It's more what kind of a list I can pull up for you. Each one has its own thing. Sadly, as far as exotics go, like, the only one you managed to find, well, the first one that you come across sells you, like, strange Japanese-style sweets. And things like that. And they're all imported from the Elven lands and everything else, so it's all kind of funky-looking sweets. Some of them are, like, designed to full-on look like a fish eye. Complete with, like, the glaze and everything. It's quite disconcerting.
Yeah.
Some of them have been made into dicks, some into poop. It's all really weird. But certainly...
Basically a hen party shop, then.
Very much so, yeah. But they offer you samples and everything, and it's all nice. It's not, you know, it's not toxic in any way. And you know, also like the Bertie Bott's every flavour beans when that was hitting kids' shelves. Yeah, like the really nice sweets, and then you had the really sour ones.
Oh, like brain blasters?
Kind of, yeah.
Toxic waste.
Yeah, we had things like that as well. You get a nice mix of things from there.
Okay, well, I don't think because I'm looking for ingredients of my own, so I don't necessarily need eye out for anything that I see.
Okay then. Anybody else?
Siren?
Oh, well.
Was there anything else you wanted to do?
If we're at the moment just gathering bits, I wouldn't mind, like, I don't know if this is a thing. Is there anywhere where I can potentially gather information about Amaterasu, who I am in search of an eye for?
There are a couple of temples and that, but they're more dedicated to the Dwarven Pantheon, so it's things like there's a whole section which is all Nordic and everything else. So you got Odin, Thor, Freya, Loki, bloody bloody blah. This goes on infinitum. I can't remember what I set for the humans now. I believe the humans are all set to the Egyptian Pantheon. So that's Thoth, Isis,
Set.
Yeah.
Ra.
Osiris.
Thank you, Ra. I was going to say Amun-Ra, but no, Amun-Ra is when he really ascended.
No. Yeah,
Osiris and all
Amun-Ra's
that lot.
very ascended.
But
Yeah,
certainly you can do. Go ahead and make a religion check for me.
Oh yay. Let's see. Oh no, I might be alright with this. Hup! Yes, yeah.
Okay. From that religion check, I also should be making a note of what you guys have been doing for the sake of time. But anyway, remind myself to do it, or else I have it.
Newt. A newt.
Yeah, that's about right. But anyway,
Yeah.
from that check, I think, digging around, there is a tiny little temple dedicated to the Shinto, the Elven Shinto pantheon and everything else. It is really small, it's included for the small half-elven community that does lie within the city. And in there you do find various readings and scriptures about Amaterasu And her missing an eye doesn't come up. What comes up is more her father, Izanagi, gave up his right eye, and that right eye is Amaterasu.
Right. So Daddy gave up an eye to make Amaterasu.
Yeah, Amaterasu herself never really loses an eye.
Wait. So if we're going by this logic, there might be a chance that Amaterasu losing her eye might have meant that Amaterasu has given birth to someone?
Someone or something, that's not really clear.
Ooh. Well, if it's big, if it's the size of a mountain and has sharp like claws and in any way sheds the form of a Tarask, I am not touching it.
Yes, the DM has already placed the campaign ending Tarask.
It's like you may find the eye in this deep cave that just so happens to have a stomach in it. What's the stomach of? Tarask.
But as you get halfway down, the cave suddenly becomes quite spongy underfoot, and the walls are quite damp. There's a strange heat to it.
Yeah, and
I'm covered in slobber.
Yeah, and also
it gets quite acidic, and it smells like morning breath.
Oh God.
Yeah. And there is that fact that you are going after Ami, not Susano.
Yes, Izanami. Yeah, if that's what you said.
No, Susano.
Izanami is the woman. Izanagi is the dude.
Yeah. Just imagine that happening, but it's going to end up like an episode of a Magic School Bus. It's like, oh no, that's a valve.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what you can gather from scripture.
Okay.
Losing an eye doesn't really come up a lot in the stories and the tales of creationism and everything else. She was created by the loss of an eye. Her brother Tsukuyomi also was created by the loss of an eye. The same with Susanoo, the god of storms, and all the various other gods.
But yeah, I feel so
pieces of themselves to create the next, to expand the pantheon.
I tell you what, for a pantheon created by eyes, they sure as hell need like a god of eyes.
That's why they have a beholder. I mean, what?
What? No shit. That's going to be the answer, isn't it? Find the eye, and it's a beholder that has the eye of all the gods.
Oh God!
No,
that would actually
you
be
guys have just
sick.
written your own doom now.
Dude, that would actually be the sickest. Like he fires
holds...
rays of the gods.
Oh God!
Oh no, it's going to be much worse.
Oh
Because
no!
I already
Shit.
drawn up like the artifact rules for this thing, and now it's like, I wonder if I gave a beholder all of these.
Oh no.
God!
Tashi, why?
If I was a random IB, this could only end badly for you.
Oh great.
Oh, good God!
Well, that's fair enough. I've learned things today.
But I'll give you some other things whilst.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
So I'm supposed to have a bit of Family Guy from the Star Wars special. It's great. So-
Something's not right. I don't get it.
But still, as you go through all the scriptures and everything else, you do understand that whilst Amaterasu is a goddess of the sun, there was supposedly an artifact called the Eye of Amaterasu.
Ooh.
Maybe crafted by her or by someone else, like a high cleric to her or something like that. And apparently it does contain a small portion of the sun's power.
Okay. So if anything, I should
Since
be.
It was part of the royal artifacts and has since been lost.
Ah, gotcha. Something to keep an eye out on then.
Indeed.
Get it? No, that was not intended.
Oh God!
Really not intended.
As you go through all this, Neil, suddenly there's a sharp pain in your missing eye.
Ah!
Start developing some
Why?
switch.
Yeah. Oh, why does it hurt so much? Ah, man.
I'm not sorry.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Anyway, anybody else want to do anything else? You guys have got some downtime to spare.
I would like to do two things.
Go on.
The first thing, I would like to see whether I can find any information about the Feywilds and if there is any way to get access to it.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least open a portal to get people from the Feywilds into the material plane. Safely, of course.
Yes.
The second thing I want to do is to create a kind of metal eye patch to cover like the missing eye.
Yeah, certainly. Go ahead and make an investigation check for the first one. And yes,
boy.
as Tom's rightly pointed out, like all this downtime is pretty much a guaranteed full rest anyway. So you guys will be at full HP, full hit, full skills, whatever. All your stuff's recharged.
Well, feck.
From that, and from what you can gather, the only people you know who know about the Feywild are the druids who are a few days away from here.
Damn it. Okay. Yeah, and then I would like to maybe make a kind of metal eye patch thing to cover my poor left eye.
You're proficient with blacksmithing tools, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
So go ahead and make... let's go with a dexterity check, but with your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so that's going to be a d20 plus 3, because I do not have any modifiers in dexterity.
Indeed, your stats were pretty all over the place.
Fuck me!
Wow.
Fuck!
Wow.
Ouch.
You spend the time with the tools and everything. Plenty of people, plenty of workshops for you to work around. A lot of them aren't going to give you any hassle. You make... It's not really an eye patch. You know the Phantom of the Opera mask?
Yes.
Like that kind of patch, if you will. It's like half your face. It's
Jesus.
all bent, there's hammer marks in it, the edges are razor sharp. You end up like, if you want to wear it, it's going to end up leaving some extra marks in your face. It's not your best work. It's rather crappy.
No, I'm still getting used to this left hand, goddammit. Like, yeah, I'm still, like, my left hand's, yeah, it's a bit, yeah, I'm still getting used to it. But, yeah, I am not wearing that mask. I'm just gonna get Orsic to make one for me, fuck it.
Okay then.
Orsic!
And when we finally get around to get together again, I'm actually going to ask the party that there is smithing proficiencies in our party right now. So I was thinking maybe asking if their proficiencies are enough to make a crude version of the hidden blade.
A crude version?
Yeah, because it's a pretty fine-grained smithing, so at least a crude version.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, like, Dario I know for a fact was high intelligence. It's very much of like, yeah, this is going to be really intricate. This is almost like watchmaker's level gearing.
Yeah.
Well,
Orsic does have the skills.
Either way, I get my eye patch-ish, maybe.
You're not going to go to the eccentric shop owner like Ed did last time.
No. It's going to be metal, man. Like, I don't think cloth would be right for him. I think metal would be pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, not sure how it's going to stay on, but like, yeah, I'm sure it could be worked out.
Maybe it could be kind of like maybe it could have like a linen lining inside, and kind of like have a little bits of string, maybe as a holding mechanism.
I mean, like the idea I had is like, I don't know, it's like a sort of metal plate over his eye with like a little bit maybe touch around his ears, similar to sort of like wearing like sort of glasses or something, but not like obviously glasses sort of arm.
I will be honest and say, when you said like a metal eye patch, I was thinking what the silence people wear in Doctor Who.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Because...
I can't remember what the group's name is, but well, the alien species themselves are called the Silence, so like the traditional alien face that's all pop cultured, and they have an ability of erasing themselves from your memory. I think they coined it as perception hypnosis or something like that. So you look at them, they say something to you, and as soon as you look away, it's like, what was I looking at again?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
And then in the series, you find out people that have been wearing like this metal eye patch thing. It's so they always have an image on their person, so they can never actually forget what they were told. So it's like a countermeasure, but it always has to be active.
Ah, okay.
Anyway.
Fiddles.
So you guys do your various bits. I leave it to the blacksmiths in the group how you want to tackle Betroir's unusual request of a hidden blade.
Well, I think Dario...
it will be very, very high skill check DC. Not impossible, but very high.
Well, Dario, I think the mechanism would be more in your forte.
Cat.
Like, I mean, I can shape like bits of metal and stuff, but really, this is probably more your thing.
Can give it a go.
Yeah, and I mean, I can give you support where needs be.
So Dario, if you want to give it a go, go ahead and make an intelligence check with your proficiency bonus, because you're using your Tinker's tools, so you go ahead and start refining the mechanism needed for Betroir's hidden blade.
Can I assist him to see whether he rolls for advantage?
You can do if you so choose.
So what do I need to roll?
But if you're going to assist him anyway, you've got blacksmithing proficiency, so I'll say that's enough for advantage. Like, you can warn him not to heat that up too much because the metal's starting to glow the wrong colour and everything else. So go ahead and make another check for me, Tom, as you have advantage. Let's see how this ends up.
9. So there's a 9.
Advantage.
Yep.
Yeah, with advantage.
Oh wow!
One better.
One better.
10. 10.
Between the two of you, you cannot figure out how to make this work. This is beyond intricate.
There is one possible way of doing this. And does our lovely party want to hear it?
I mean, can do. Why not? What do you have in mind?
I found on my... While I was exploring the city, I found a couple of blacksmiths who said that they would do it for 300 gold.
See?
Okay. So...
Daisy, look, over here.
So...
Ow!
So you're saying that there's a few blacksmiths who are willing to make this thing for you, like for however much it would cost, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
like
around 300 gold.
Okay, I mean, we have several times that amount in gold, like in the loot bag. So, sorry, I just read what Tom wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it burns down to. It's like, hold still, dagger, bundles it up. There, you have a hidden, but you can't really use your wrist anymore. There's a knife in the way, but it's there.
Yes.
That's a brilliant description of the hidden blade.
Yes.
Oh god. I went to look for things. But this, what I found, this is like almost to the T, I think, what does what Orsic does look like.
Oh god. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the Tom's description again, like, oh yeah, drapes over, done. Oh. Okay.
That's beyond creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Still.
So, anyways, yeah, I mean, if everyone else is okay with it, I mean, we're not exactly poor in terms of loot.
Yeah.
As long as there's enough left over for me to magically enchant these bad boys at some point, I have zero complaints.
Also,
that reminds me, actually, I could tell you about that now, thinking about it. Since you got a load of downtime. Yes, your cure wounds would have range, but it would be a range of 30 feet or so.
That is perfectly fine by me.
And if you give me a second, I will find the rules. I think I actually put the rules in there for spell scrolls, did I?
I think you mentioned something about the spell scroll. Yes, you did.
If you look in the handouts bit of the journal, there's a whole thing dedicated to spell scrolls.
Yay!
Oh yes.
Copied straight from the D&D Beyond stuff, so this is rules as written, I suppose. I can't remember if it gives you like how much it costs or whatever.
No, well, I can't really see anything that mentions cost.
It must be the player's handbook then on creating magic items.
Or DMG, one of the two. Yes. Also, if everyone else is okay, I've been thinking about taking the Staff of Withering. I think warlocks can use quarterstaffs, if I remember rightly.
That you can.
Okay, so if everyone else is alright with it, would it be cool for me to take the Staff of Withering?
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, it was between either you or Marlon.
Yeah, I mean, Marlon has the Staff of Power, so...
Oh, that's a very good point.
So I kind of thought, well, since it's sitting in the bag, looking a bit useless...
And I mean, Withering, Tentacles, Warlocks...
Yeah,
makes sense.
Well, actually, Nil's the only one who can use the Staff of Withering in this part. No, and Zyron, technically, because by a Cleric, Druid, or Warlock. So there we go.
Ah, well.
Well then.
I mean, I would, but how else am I supposed to play this magnificent instrument?
Okay, so I guess the Staff of Withering shall be mine for the time being. So, in the downtime, could I also attune to the Staff of Withering?
You can do indeed, June. I have a Staff of Withering attuned to you.
Sweet.
June.
Okay.
Simply because I don't have idea as to what I would want to do with my plectrums just yet. Would the cost of enchanting a spell onto them be different depending on the spell's level?
Yes, because you have to spend that much more gold on like the necessary inks and supplies to etch it all in.
Makes sense. Okay, I would have to weigh up options for that.
There were rules for it somewhere, and I can't find it now. Nope, that doesn't help at all. But anyway, I'll have to look up the rules. Between time.
Okay.
So, as you guys are reconvening and going over the stuff and everything else in your tavern and what have you, which reminds me, everyone, you all lose 7 gold pieces for your lifestyle expenses.
Okay.
Yep. 7.
Oh, okay.
7 days of living.
Wow. I actually need to dip on the loot bag because I have like 4 gold.
Yeah, as do I. I'm really poor.
Yeah, same here.
There's like several thousand gold in there, and you guys haven't divvied it up.
Yeah, this is true.
That's why it's a rainy day fund, and this is a rainy day.
Yes.
I mean, at present, you've got 3,000 gold sat in there.
Nice.
It's a lot of gold and a lot of stuff.
Indeed.
Well, it's known as a bank for a reason.
Here we are. Oh, I found a thing about magical items. Cool.
It was also last edited nearly a month ago.
Yes.
Still, anyway, with that all said and done, as you guys are, discussing what to do with the loot and everything else, 7 days in, you've all done your various bits, what have you, you are approached by a familiar-looking Kenku, still wearing his nice little tux and everything else.
Aww.
And he holds out a letter with a wax seal and goes, "Letter for Dario. Deliver to no one else. Meh." Dario, do you take the letter at all?
Yeah, sorry, I'll take the letter. Sorry, I didn't know if it was a letter or if he was about to start reading it or something.
No, it's a sealed letter and he just offers it to you.
That letter?
Yep, as you open it up and read through, I'm going to narrate it to you in the best way possible. Meh. Dario. Meh. This is indeed trying times. I've sent Jeeves here with a special request just for you and your merry band of people. Meet me in the town hall when you're ready. We and the council have something special for you and your party. I'm sure you'll like it. It's going to involve guns, explosions, and excitement. And possibly another glass of brandy.
You had me at explosion.
No, Jeeves, don't write that down. I literally mean give me another brandy. For goodness sake, you dumb bird, go and get me a brandy. Oh, for heaven's sakes, roger me with a fish fork. Signed, Captain Walker, Ember Mine, Meh.
Dictated, not read.
And that's all the letter says.
Ooh, okay. Oh, that was an interesting letter, wasn't it?
It
Yes.
certainly was.
Wasn't it? And he was just sitting there with like a feathered hand outstretched.
Ah. Okay.
Looking at all of you.
I suppose we better go and see what Captain Walker has for you, Dario.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go to the town hall, if I am correct in saying.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
As you all leave, the Keku's still sat there with his hand up. I'm like, oh, okay, fine.
What did he try to give us a high five?
No, his hand was flat outstretched, waiting for money. You guys never paid him, so he storms off back to the manor.
Oh.
Oh no! Oh feck! Shit! How much should we pay the bird? Quick! No.
You guys are mean, poor butler.
No, we
To
didn't
poor
know.
Jeeves.
We didn't know.
I said his hand was outstretched. Look at you all.
We didn't know.
Like he'll as he's like turning away, my mage hand will float in front of him and give him 5 silver.
Good save. Oh.
Coin's dropping his hand and puts them all in his breast pocket. Turns around, gives you a respectful bow. Town hall, and he just goes back off to the manor. And I assume that would be your next stop then.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Town hall it is.
As you guys pull up outside the town hall, you see a small motley gathering of guards in relatively matching uniforms and armor styles. A few of them like missing bits of leather strapping across the side, so it sort of hangs a little loose, and everything else. It's not the nicest display you've seen, but at least now the city has a matching guard and everything else. And as you go to enter the town hall, outside, besides all these guards, are several horses that all look roughly identical in terms of like colour and build. And pretty much as Dario described to you, one of them has a sheath for a sword, another one has a holster for a rifle, another one has a cup holder, and another one actually has like a full-on drinks cabinet instead of a saddle.
Okay.
Behind which they've pulled a cart which has been modified into a sort of basic cannon. It looks a little weird and disconcerting. It probably has the worst ride imaginable, but it seems to be functional. And as you enter, you hear the mad ravings of Captain Walker. See, this plan's going to be perfectly fine. We go to Ruthin, we gather up their army, we then go storming across the river, storming south. He's kicking various bits of map across the floor, and then we just turn Valencia into a smear under my boot. And it's chip chip chillio over before Christmas. The council trying to get him to calm down. Think you may have had too much to drink, Captain. Settle. Sit down. Sit down, for the love of God.
Oh God. Does anyone have anything to calm the whole thing down?
I believe Siren does.
As do I, but I'll let Siren do something.
So he's just blabbering and going, "Oh, you bounders! And guns and bombs and
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's getting quite late for me now. I've got to keep the noise down for next door. It's a shame because I had a whole thing written out.
No.
Okay, I will.
Okay. If you
guys,
can't
but
think
he's
of...
walking on. Eventually, by the end of it, like pulls out his pistol and then shoots the
Okay.
moles at the far end.
Okay.
That represent the Valencian army.
Okay. If you don't have anything, I have something that can do it.
Go for it.
I cast Calm Emotions.
That works.
Ooh.
I cast Calm Emotions. And he's gonna make a Charisma saving throw. I think that is the correct saving throw. I think it is.
You begin the incantation for Calm Emotions. He sits there for a second and then goes, and that's how we're going to destroy the Venetian army. We're actually going to implore the gods to pull a giant pistol from the sky and shoot them. Ha! It's kind of obvious that Calm Emotions didn't quite hold.
God damn it!
I think at this point I'll just stand alongside the captain and just go. I think what the captain's trying to say is that he has an illustrious plan to help us out of this mess. Isn't that right, Captain?
Well, of course I have an illustrious plan. I'm Captain Bloody Walker. I haven't had greater battles than ever. And Dario, you can tell them I've had fantastic armies before now.
Oh, he has. You know, the captain here is a damn good officer and a damn good tactician.
See?
He'll know exactly what we need to do.
See, like that time in, what was it, that dwarven place, Ford, I believe it was, like the Battle of Ford, we completely routed the enemy only with a single cannon.
Yes, that was a good battle, sir, but maybe we could tell that story again another time. We do have, much more pressing matters, sir.
Yes, you're quite right. So, that is the plan. By the time we get back from Ruthin, hopefully we'll have a full army ready and assembled here, which brings me on to all of you. So glad you got my letter.
Who?
So, thank you all for coming, and I have a special mission for the 5 of you. And he goes over to one desk and he knocks some papers out of the way, and a couple of the council members are like, but I needed those. Okay, fine. I guess I'll organise them in a minute. And he's sitting there scribbling away on something. Captain Walker, and starts listing a whole load of acronyms and symbols and everything else. Okay. What is the name of your fine adventuring group?
Ooh.
Hate to put you on the spot here, but I need to sign and write some official documentation.
Good question. Ting tang, walla walla bing bang.
Let me think of something here. Let me see. We have Simon.
You can tell me it later if you want. We can track on it in to sort of drop it on you just to see how quick someone would pick up like a party name.
Oh shite.
I'm Pretorius.
So sits there, writes out this whole writ for you, writes down each of your individual names, and then writes like whatever your party name will end up being. Scrolls it up, gets a wax seal, seals it pretty hard actually, almost to the point where the scroll itself goes from being relatively quite straight to almost a complete horseshoe round the stamp. Pulls it out, bundles all the papers up, and hands it over to you, Dario, because he doesn't trust anyone else for this. Right, Dario, my boy, I'm giving you a very important mission. You are to take these, hands in the mail, to the city of Ruthin. Try and get their support on our side, and then hopefully this war will be over before Christmas. I've got to stay here and train up this sorry lot for soldiers, and then I'll see you on the battlefield.
I attempt to salute whilst holding these rolls.
You drop a couple of them, but he gives you a salute and goes, "Also, might I say, boy, you look damn dashing." As he straightens out his own uniform, which doesn't quite fit. Like the months of retirement have given a bit of a pot belly.
No.
So as he like tightens it, the bit of his, you hear a very faint tear as some of his uniform rips and goes, "Damn." The other thing I'm going to need, Council, is a damn good tailor. Damn good one.
I will punch you, Foxy, in the face.
But anyway, but with that, we are going to leave you guys for the night.
Yeah.
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 So you guys can discuss yourselves a party name, and you have a mission, which is to go to the city of Ruthin to the west. New city, new challenges. All with the whole point of saving the world. Well, saving your city. Your adopted city.
Yes. Yeah, we seem to have adopted ourselves in, well, I mean, Tom and Christy will back me up on this. We seem to have adopted ourselves in, like, various sort of cities and towns. Like, we just sort of come in, do things, and hey, we'll settle down here, sort of thing.
It happens a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyways, thank you all for watching, everybody. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and all the Twitch jazz. And we shall end the stream there. So good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Next